everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an unfortunate update on Spider-Verse 3 Beyond the Spider-Verse, with new reports saying that the movie is going to be delayed even further. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything furthermore that we would be anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Guys, I'm banging my head against the door. This is such a disappointing update and just feels so unnecessary. It feels like a lot of time had been actually wasted with Spider-Verse 3 Beyond the Spider-Verse. As I had mentioned in our prologue there from the get-go, new reports are saying that the movie is delayed following creative changes and kind of, parting separate ways essentially in creative differences for Spider-Verse 3. So straight off the bat at the top of their article, they say that there is an update since they have last written and published this article, saying that Spider-Verse composer Daniel Pemperdron has responded to these reports that Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed. So a new report revealed that Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse might not be released until 2027, even later than its original release date. It was actually supposed to come out this summer of 2024. Quite obviously is now far past. Following Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse last year in 2023 and its success, there were reports of animators being overworked during its production. As such, it came as a little bit of a surprise when the fast turnaround of 1 year between it and its follow-up and conclusion in Beyond the Spider-Verse was extended and officially confirmed and announced. What we may have also been more surprising though, however, is the currently indefinite hiatus between these two films, with the third Spider-Verse movie still not set to release, kind of just when it's ready, according to an interview from the directors in August of last year. It seems that we have more of an anticipation date, essentially, of when we may be able to anticipate for Spider-Verse 3 to finally be released. So according to a new report from industry insider and scooper Jeff Snyder, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse could see a release date as late as 2027, keeping in mind that the latest Spider-Man 4 news is there as well with Tom Holland and everything of that nature. We'll continue to keep you guys updated with all of that here on the channel, so more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, because that has really blown up in the last 24 hours. So on September 9th, just yesterday, at the time of recording and publishing this video, The Hollywood Reporter had also broke and revealed that Daniel Destin Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi and the Legends of Ten Rings, also the director of the Wonder Man Disney Plus show, was in talks to helm Tom Holland's fourth MCU Spider-Man movie, which reportedly shoots next year. Of course, I'll break that all down and talk about that in a whole nother video here on the channel, but this is relevant to Spider-Verse 3 Beyond the Spider-Verse and its release and kind of its overall production status right now. Assuming this, and therefore a likely 2026 Spider-Man 4 release before or after Avengers Doomsday, corroborated by a rumor from Daniel Richmond inside and Scooper as well, in that case very reputable. Snyder had also gone on to explain in his report that it would be unlikely that Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse would debut in 2026 as well. Two Spider-Man films in 1 year is just kind of like a no-no kind of scenario. He also said that if this were to be released in 2025, fans would likely already know this for sure at this point, and the marketing and promoting and everything of that nature would really begin to ramp up from there. So since we know it's not going to be releasing in 2025, especially based off of the last reports and updates saying that the movie is kind of behind schedule, if for anything, we kind of place it in the 2027 or even later, beyond, pun intended, for a release date. So with 2025 likely out of the picture and 2026 potentially bared too, like they're just not going to release two Spider-Man movies in the same year, that would make 2027 the earliest likely release date for the third Into the Spider-Verse movie, its conclusion there as well. Honestly, I'm all for it. It makes sense. It seems like the creatives and the animators behind Spider-Verse 3, they need the time, so here's the time to do it and to make it the best possible case that they're able to do. As I had also mentioned from the get-go at the beginning of this video, I'm banging my head on the door because it's more than they kind of need to get rid of, essentially. On top of all this, Snyder's report also says that allegedly Sony scrapped most of Beyond the Spider-Verse for creative reasons. So it's almost like they're starting from the beginning and from scratch, it feels like as well, saying that most of the movie is kind of being re-gone essentially and restarted essentially, with the lengthy animation process that would be needed for these alleged creative adjustments that the creative team is allegedly relieved to be given time to make. It would make 2027 more of a likely release date as well, as I had mentioned. Another update on their article also suggests and reads that Across the Spider-Man Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse composer Daniel Pepitron, as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video as well, has seemingly debunked Snyder's report. Responding to the reports of Sony scraping most of Beyond the Spider-Verse on X, he says that most of the movie actually hasn't been scrapped and that they're keeping it and staying with it, essentially. He says that in quote, and confirms, don't really ever want to weigh in on this sort of stuff, but would you ever believe that there could sometimes be stuff on the internet that might not always be particularly accurate? Ending that quote right there, essentially debunking the report as such. Like, it's probably going to be delayed until 2027. Not delayed necessarily, but still be released in 2027. Just really the part of that most of the movie had been scrapped, essentially, and that Sony wants to restart most of Beyond the Spider-Verse. That seems to be more or likely like untrue, essentially, based upon that kind of confirmation from that tweet there as well. A couple hours later, the writer and producer Christopher Miller also posted on his X profile saying that nothing has been scrapped, adding that the reels are coming along quite nicely for Beyond the Spider-Verse. So it's really cool to see Sony also kind of chirp in here on these reports, debunking some things and clearing the air, essentially. It seems I'm going to have to kind of stick with that. Like, 2027 release date seems more likely for Beyond the Spider-Verse for it to be released. I just don't see it releasing next year in 2025. At least I think we would have caught more wind of that from more credible sources. And even then, as Sony's responding to these other reports and kind of debunking them, I think that they would have also thrown in there like, hey, it's going to be ready maybe next year. You know, keep your eyes peeled. Some type of tease, I think, even more at that there as well. Now, Sony themselves has yet to officially respond to these rumors, but, you know, crew members feels very, and people that are actually working on the project feels very credible in itself as well. So really, at the end of the day, it's very much so of a never say never kind of situation and scenario for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. But basically, for the time being, I wouldn't hold your breath on it. I would kind of anticipate it for it to come out in 2027 and not next year in 2025. Like, if it does come out in 2025 next year, like I said, I think we were already heard things about it, for one, and other reports about it coming out next year. But for another of that, it would probably come out later in 2025. Anyway, guys, this all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Have a great one, guys. Peace out.